Hi, my name's Gaz. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 different techniques of bulb planting. So I'm going to show you straight into the ground using this old school bulb planter. Really simple to do. Show you what bulbs I'm going to use. So I'm going to use daffodils in the ground. And as you can see, super simple. I'm going to show you something called layering in pots. So here I use tete-a-tete underneath, tulips and allium bulbs. I'm going to show you how and why I do that and what's the best fertilizer to top dress with once you've planted your bulbs. And finally, I'm also going to plant straight into lawn. This is purely so when I pull up to my house, I can see it in the spring. One of the first things I see. So these are tall varieties of daffodils, just a mixed variety, and they're going to look great as they come up in spring. And finally, to top it all off on a miserable morning, this guy showed up and I was super happy that he did. Every time I disappeared to get a tool or fertilizer or something else, this guy would show up. So I thought you guys would appreciate this as much as I did. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. Of course, some of the best information are actually on the packets, so they're really clear. As you can see here, I have roughly spaced out how far I want them. The most important thing is with bulbs is they're not actually touching when you put them in, because a really good tip is if one actually decides it's had enough and it rots off, then it's going to take the whole collection with it. So if it's not touching, it's just going to be that particular bulb that dies, and it isn't going to take out your whole collection. So this bulb planter is genuinely one of the best things I've brought. I'll give you a quick demonstration of how it works. I think from about £3.50 within like the garden centres and things like that. I paid £5.50 for mine because I needed one. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. You can see your depths. Rule of thumb is with bulbs, it's 3 times the depth of the bulb. So whatever the bulb might be, whether it's small or large, it's 3 times the depth of the bulb, and that's a great way to do it. So I'm going to finish this off with a little bit of coffee. This is actually brewed coffee, so 0 pH, a little bit of nitrogen. If you add it to your garden in winter, it takes about 4 months to actually break down. So it's perfect timing now. So I'll give it a little bit of scattering on that, and then I'm going to move on to lawn planting now. Now it is worth noting there is a right and a wrong way to plant the bulbs. So they do have like a hairy bottom, if you like, the flat bottom with the pointy top. Daffodils are a really good beginner bulb to start off with, due to they are really quite easy to recognise which way up it's meant to be planted. Now, with everything, gardening is an experiment, and here you can see I'm having a bit of a time trying to actually get them in. I think the most depth I managed to get down to was about 3 inches, because I just hit hardcore or concrete or something underneath. So this one is a complete gamble, but hopefully life finds a way.
Life finds a way.
We can get something out of this. Now, in my garden centre days, it's worth noting that I planted hundreds, probably thousands of bulbs, and they were never put into bulb compost or bulb fibre, if you like. They were always planted into multi-purpose compost. Now, the one thing is you can't change is the weather. Now, they don't like it to be too wet, but the one thing you can do with it is protect the hole that you put them in. So when you plant them in, you push them all the way to the bottom, and then obviously the soil goes on top. This will basically mean that there'll be no water sitting underneath them. It can just drain over the top and straight out the bottom, because if you create a well within your hole, then obviously that gives water a good place to sit, and that's going to rot your bulb. Another good tip is soap. So you can grate some soap into the hole. Now, what this does is, the number one enemy of these are squirrels. Now, they absolutely love bulbs. I live out in the countryside, and I think I'm going to have my fair share of battles with these. So it's a good organic way, completely harmless to nature, but it just throws them off the scent of the bulb. So another good tip is to just grate a little bit of soap into the hole and around it. So we're going to do some layering now. So layering is really simple. I'm going to put 2 layers of bulbs within this pot. So I've gone ahead and we've got some terracotta, broken terracotta. We're going to put in the bottom for some drainage. I'm going to fill this up to about 1/3 of just garden soil, and then my first layer is actually going to be daffodils, and then my second layer is going to be tulips. I will put the varieties just on here. So I've gone for all yellow, lovely contrast with this blue pot. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. Really simple, and these will be a real treat in spring. there we have it. So I hope you enjoyed this bulb video. I hope you can take a few things away from it, and if nothing else, you can dig a hole and watch the wildlife come. So I've been Gaz Peach, you've been watching Peach's Plant, so thank you very much, and until next time, I'll see you in the garden.
Like, share and subscribe to change your garden today with Peach's Plants. Let's grow with nature together.